Welcome. Welcome to the show. I am your host, Joey Wobbs. I have brought in Strasbourg Steve with me here today because he is one of one of my main men when it comes to scouting players, and me and his minds together pretty much covers all of Europe. So, this is a good opportunity for you guys to learn something about some other players that you probably haven't heard about. Um, but obviously, we're here again a year later from when Joe has started this channel. The reason Joe started this channel was because of one thing: strikers. I came on here and I spoke about how this club needed a striker. We needed a striker last summer, and I was screaming for it over and over and over again for us to get a striker. Now, I actually like Mark Gue. Mark Gue is actually a good footballer, and I hope he gets his opportunity this weekend to be able to show himself. I really do. Speaking of that, we have to speak on the elephant in the room, the fucker in the room, Nico Jackson. Okay, so Steve. I'm gonna let you go first because I got a lot to say. Okay, I have a lot to say, and if I go first, you're not gonna have anything. You're not gonna be able to say anything. So I'm gonna let you go first on this. Um, Big up to everybody rolling in. We appreciate you, Aya. Appreciate you, one of my day ones, bro. Appreciate you, Snacks, coming through. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Go ahead, Steve. Let's talk, bro.
Okay. Jackson's not good. I don't even think he should be your backup no more. Because I know you didn't watch the game because it was super early, but I did. And Nico Jackson is he thinks that he's something that he's not, right? And fans who back him think that he is someone who he's not, right? And it shows on the pitch. You guys tried to go long every single time in that first half. Every single time. And Burn and Butman and Cher weren't having any of that. Like 50-50s on the ground to Jackson or in the air to Jackson. It was easy. Because that's what our back three is good at. Particularly Burn, obviously. But Butman, I thought Butman was excellent. Excellent yesterday. And Burn was as well. But yeah, that red card was beneficial to you. It was beneficial to the way you played because then you stopped going long. You actually tried to get to the ball to the feet of the wingers instead. And Caicedo went into midfield that second half, and y'all played very well. So you're better without him. You're better without him. So yeah, the red card was hilarious. I mean, what do you have to gain in that situation by doing that?
He looked at him and did a spinning elbow.
Yeah. The UFC was on last night, buddy. The UFC was on last night. He was watching he was watching Valentina Shevchenko, man.
All right. So I think there's a lot to this, okay? I think there's a lot to this, all right? I think there's more to it than people make it out to seem. All right. So I've been personally on this channel. When I first came on this channel, all right, I said the reason why we're so easy to fucking defend is there's one fucking reason, and it's Nico Jackson. I made it extremely clear that I, as a novice coach and a novice tactician, novice in a manner, you don't want to see my FM records imperious. But I'm being serious. But like as a novice, right? As a novice, I could see exactly how to defend us. And it was very simple. Man mark all the way up the pitch, allow Sanchez to hold on to the ball, force him to go long. Nico Jackson's not going to win a single header against any center back in the entire league. Not one.
And he's not an outlet as well.
Not one. I mean, he's an outlet. You if you wanted to go long to him in a manner of like getting
Running
the ball
behind.
in behind, then you could do that. But you're never going to be able to do that the way that we play, because we like to play in a possession manner. We're not trying to play counter-attacking. Okay. So you only get those types of spaces when you're playing in a counter-attacking style. Okay. Plain and simple. So I sat here and I screamed for one man. Okay. Pause. All right. Pause. In the end, I was right. And all of this is just coming back around. And even if we ended up with Samuel Meridian, I promise you Samuel Meridian would have gave Botman, Shar, and Burns a lot more problems in the air.
Yeah.
A lot more problems. Okay. Second thing. We like a shit house in this world, but we don't like a dumb shit house. This guy has probably as many yellow cards as our defenders, as Caicedo, who makes the most tackles in the league. He has probably just as many yellow cards. If it's not from dissension, if it's not from just being retarded. And then, without speaking about anything on the field yet, I haven't spoken about anything on the field yet. I just spoke about how he wasn't the correct profile. I just spoke about how he wasn't the correct, the mentality wasn't correct. Without doing anything on the field, speaking about anything on the field yet, you can add selfish to that.
Yeah.
This football club handed you a new contract and gave you the keys because we didn't buy a backup for you. We handed you the keys this year. And you go and do that when we have these games at the end of the year to make Champions League? If this football club makes Champions League, you don't deserve to be there. You don't deserve to be there. Why do you deserve to be there? Because of your one goal here, one goal there against Everton? Against Ipswich? That's what I'm supposed to back you on? Seriously. You were selfish. We had 2 must-win games. We had 3 must-win games, and you fucked it up for us. You fucked it up. Now we are going to be forced to play you. You fucked it up. It's probably going to be Neto with you coming off the bench. That's probably what's going to end up happening up top for the rest of the season. But you fucked it up. We needed to win these 2 games, and you fucked it up. You are supposed to be our spearhead. And you fell off. You fell off the spear. You fell right off the fucking spear. You are supposed to be the spearhead, and you fell off the spear. What is Victor Osimhen doing for his football club right now? I wonder. He wasn't worth the wages? Well, guess what? That $370 that you would have paid him a week is a lot cheaper than missing out on Champions League. It's a lot cheaper. A lot cheaper. I promise you it's a lot cheaper. I don't care about 10 million 12 million that you were going to give him a year. It's a lot cheaper than missing Champions League. A lot cheaper. But here we are. You wanted to fuck around, and now we found out. Right before the January transfer window, we fucked around and found out. You could have at least brought a mega in January.
All right. Now you're taking the too far.
No. I know that would have been detrimental to Strasbourg, okay? I understand that. It would have been detrimental to Strasbourg. But it was an option.
It was. It's true.
And you see how he's speaking about how detrimental. This is going to be a Europa League team. More than likely in the end. It's going to end up being a Europa League team.
Yeah.
it's going to end up being, they're not going to make Champions League, unfortunately, more than likely. Unfortunately, because they were very fucking close. But yes, it's going to be and the only reason they didn't get Champions League is because Omega was out last game. Because if Omega was in the game last week, he probably would have scored at least once or set up somebody else too. Here we are. You could have done something. This football club could have done something. And it did nothing. It did nothing. You put the keys in someone erratic's hands, and this is the results we got to live with now.
I'm telling you right now, that brother could cost you that Real Betis final. I'm not.
He's gonna play, and you know what? It'll be him, and then Gu will come on. Unless Gu, here's a one caveat, Steve. Unless Gu comes in the next 2 games, starts scoring, is gonna be Jackson on the Conference League final. Because Gu still, I think, is the leader in goals. He hasn't been available since the group stages, but I think he's still the leader in goals.
I have to look that up, but I think you're right. You did bag a lot. Albeit this would be the toughest opponent, but he definitely, bro, if I'm you, I don't want to see Jackson in that final. I don't want to see
I don't want to see Jackson ever in a Chelsea jersey ever again.
Yeah.
That's literally, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
The level of selfishness that you have to have to do that. Look at the man and just throw your elbow in that manner. Like, bro, you're asking for it. At St. James's Park, you're asking for it. Especially at St. James's Park, you're asking for it. Which, by the way, that fan base is fantastic. But goddamn do they influence the referees. Goddamn do they influence it. Goddamn, bro. That fan base is amazing. But they influence the referee like more as much as fucking Anfield at this point.
It's true.
Like,
nice to have. I can't lie. It's nice.
It's the truth. It's the truth. They influence that referee for every call. Every call in that game, bro. Every call. This is irrelevant. How good he is, how good you think he is irrelevant. Who do we have? Who do we have?
I watched his last 70 shots. He looks awful. So the only
dude, I'm gonna be realistic. Right, let's talk about people right now. We'll start with Omega, right? Because Omega is the closest to home. It's the closest option to home. Okay.
And he fits, and he's similar to a profile of a very, 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 very good striker that everybody wants. His profile is similar.
And if there's one person that knows, it's this guy who watches every fucking game of Strasbourg. So let's rewind the wheel real quick, okay? This Omega guy is better than Delap. Okay? I've watched him enough to say he's already better than Delap for what we need. I'm talking about box presence, finding yourself in the box, finding yourself in spaces to be able to latch on the crosses, winning aerial duels. These are the things that I'm asking for my striker. Okay? Not ball carrying. I don't need ball carrying. I don't need it. As much as it's nice, I don't need it. I need you to be a striker. I need those instincts first. The ball carrying can come with. Okay? It can come with. All right? This guy has at least, he's a young kid too. He's not some fucking in his prime. He's a young kid. He's 22 maybe, 23 at most. Okay? He is as good as Delap, if not better. I already know what his instincts in the box are. I already know that. I already know the instincts in the box, okay? And we're going to get, by the way, we're going to get to the big names, okay? We'll get to the big names. We'll speak on the big names, okay? I promise you. We're going to get to them. We're going to go full fucking hour, 15 minutes in. Okay, I promise you we'll get into the big names. Okay, but Chelsea should be looking for 2 strikers. 2. You should be selling Nico Jackson and getting 2 strikers. 2.
Yeah.
2 strikers. Okay? That's why this Omega move, I'm good. If it's him or Delap, I'm going with him. Okay?
Why
I'm going
is
with him.
I
Because
think
of 2 reasons. All right. A, if Delap wants to go to fucking Man U, let him go to fucking Man U.
let him rock.
I'm not putting extra money or trying to entice him anymore. Like, I'll just take Omega. Okay? Because I'm going to get somebody else on top of Omega. Okay? And Omega will be internal deal. I don't even barely need to spend money because I'll just spend the money for Strasbourg anyways. Like, they'll probably buy 2 strikers for Strasbourg after that. I'm thinking the Vienna striker Huskovic, like the Rapid Vienna striker Huskovic. I'm thinking there's the kid. I'm thinking Armand Caliamundo because they're fucking dying at Rennes. These guys are dying at Rennes. I'm thinking Armand Caliamundo. I'm thinking Eli Wahi. Eli Wahi's dying right now. Like they're strikers that are dying, French strikers that are dying at the clubs that they're at, and they're talented. And you can go and snatch them because they're not going to have no money. There's very few clubs who have money. And with Strasbourg making Europe, what are they going to say? Oh, I don't want to play for a European club. Of course they're going to want to play for a European club. Eli Wahi's going to want to play for Strasbourg after this. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's good for Strasbourg right now, bro. That's good. What's good? I'm gonna save some of the names that you guys put in the chat so we could talk about them. So, like, if you guys got names in the chat you guys want us to bring up, we'll bring them up. We'll talk about them. Okay, like, I think this Omega move is like, if you're in for Delap, like you should be in for Omega because Omega is actually the better box presence as a young player. Currently, Delap's
more of a unique skill set as well with the height and the agility,
the pace, the ball control,
That reminds you again of a certain
of Isak. The style is Isak. That's what it is. The style of player that you're talking about when you're talking about Omega is Isak. Isak didn't have 14 goals at 22. I promise you.
He struggled.
I promise you he didn't have 14 goals at 22. He struggled until
Newcastle are looking at Omega.
Yep.
Why do you think?
No, bro. I put it in my chat. I put it in our chat for a reason. He's good enough for Newcastle, but he's not good enough for us. What are we doing here? Okay. All right. So Omega, we got that off the list. All right. So the players that are on our list, all right, we could speak about first. All right. All right. So the Delap, Sesko, and Ekitike were on the list from today. Okay.
I thought it was Watkins.
No, not Watkins was like another whole other list that I have that I looked at, but the one that was public to people where it was that one. So, what did you think about any of these names? Let's start with one. Start with one of these names.
Sesko. The guy he's a typical young striker that I don't really see too much.
I think he's getting outpriced for a move. I think he won't move.
Yeah, and he shouldn't because he's not ready to go out somewhere and be the answer for somebody. He's just not. He's still in development. I think he's quick, tall. He doesn't
wins a lot of his aerial duels. I'll give him that. He does win a lot of his aerial duels.
So, in that regard, there's some good things about, but like overall, I don't see an X factor. That's the only way I can just. I don't see consistency as well. I don't see enough consistency, to be honest.
Well, I don't see consistency at all. Like, he disappears in games, and he disappears for his country. Like Like people like for him to be this superstar talent, you would expect more goals from Slovenia. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you'd expect him to be
Not a Gareth Bale with Wales thing, but
no,
like
but you'd expect more from him.
production.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like Slovenia is a total breath of talent either. Like it's not where in a sense of well, I don't even
They're not
I don't
fucking
even want to do
Lithuania.
this. I don't want to do this, but Georgia, right? Where
Yeah.
the team is so overly whelmingly surrounded by Vara. Like, but Georgia's talent is getting much better even now. Like,
Almost all their players have good tech.
Yeah, now
Almost
but I'm just talking
Yeah.
like that, right? Like, and then if we were to go last, but not last, is Ekitike. Now, I believe Ekitike ends up at Liverpool. That's what I believe. I've said this on this channel specifically multiple times that Ekitike would be the perfect suited Liverpool striker. Like stylistically, you're getting what you would get from him playing Diaz up there, but you're getting a guy who is someone who can hold up the ball a little bit better. B, he is actually a striker, like played striker his whole career, like played striker throughout his youth career. Like he didn't come from left wing to play striker. He played striker.
I will say though, at Stade Reims in his first stint with Stade Reims, he did play a lot on the left.
But it wasn't like that. It wasn't. No, what? It was. No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No.
Mm-mm.
I could have sworn they had.
No, I'm pretty sure he played up top with somebody. If I'm not mistaken, that's what it was when he was a youngster. But he would come from. It was more of a free option for him to come off of the left side.
24 appearances his first season in Liga. 24, 10 goals, 3 assists. And let me go down. I gotta scroll down.
I thought it was a top front two, and he was more of like a second striker.
Yeah, Mitchell Van Bergen and Kofi Ekitike would like rotate. Okay, yeah. There you go. Mbuku, Alexis Flips, El Bilal Torre with the 3 under Ekitike. Yeah, you're right. He would drift wide left then.
He would drift wide left to pick up the ball because he was the left-sided striker.
Yeah.
I had 2. I like Hugo. I've always been a big fan. I was very, very upset when he made the move to PSG. I thought that was the wrong move for him at the time.
Yeah.
I've been a big fan of him for a very long time. My problem is like a lot of people say he's a more polished Nico. If you want, he's much more polished than Nico. Like overall, like the skill set of what you're looking at is very similar. Of the ball striking, but instinctually he's much better in the box. Okay, instinctually,
which is a big difference.
There's a big difference instinctually, and also I'll give him up there in link up play, like the level of link up play that he has, in my opinion, is close to like where Thuram is, where what he was doing for Marmoush's career at Frankfurt wasn't spoken about enough. Okay,
very underestimated.
It wasn't spoken about enough. He was what he was doing. The understanding of where Marmoush was going to be behind him. The runs that Hugo would make would create gaps from fucking gaps the size of. And it would be Hugo, it would be Marmoush just in a fucking acre of space, just being able to latch one. He scored 20 goals in halfway through the season.
Like, and he would have scored about 35 if he stayed.
No, 40. If the way that they were moving, that tandem, the way they were moving is it was moving different, bro. It was they would have won Europe. They would have won Europa. Like it would have. They would have smashed United if they still had Marmoush. Smashed United or Tottenham. They would have smashed Tottenham. They would have smashed these teams, bro. Like if they still had Marmoush, they would have been going through that fucking thing. And to me, if there was like two strikers that were attainable, like, and I'm speaking more on the lines of like Gyökeres and Osimhen are not attainable, but we'll speak on those two players shortly. Okay. But like if there's two players that were attainable, you're going to get two guys that are counter profiles, and you could play them together if you wanted to. You could play them at different types of games if you wanted to. It would be getting like an Omega Hugo tandem. It is really what we're looking at, right? Like that would be the tandem of, and it wouldn't even cost us as much as people think. I think also one thing Frankfurt likes to do is get a lot of young talent. So like there's a long list of players that we could probably get them in front of that they would probably want, that they could probably take on their own. Because they're a very like young talent building team. They're getting the people thought the Oscar Højlund was the good midfielder. They're going to get the good midfielder from Copenhagen. The 19-year-old midfielder from Copenhagen. That kid's fire.
I forget his name.
Yeah, me too. I saw the links today. I was like, oh, they know what they're doing, bro. They know what they're doing.
They're also looking at.
If you're telling me, Joe, how do we get two profiles that are more that are counter profiles? That's like the counter profile that I would say, like Omega as like a cheap option, because it would cost us next to nothing, right? It would literally cost us next to nothing, and because anything that you think it cost, it would literally cost us nothing to get them, because we would just be spending that money. We'd just give him like 10, 15 million, 20 million, the way that Savio was bought. And then they will just spend extra at Strasbourg during the summer anyways. You know what I'm saying? Because they can, because they got Europe. You know what I'm saying? So that would be like from the list of players that they gave us. A couple other names that like the chat brought up. Matteo Deminat has been bit. I think Deminat has spoken about this guy. Keyshawn, my boy Keyshawn from New York, spoken about this guy. Matteo Retugi. You, my friend, are the bigger Serie A expert than me. I don't watch Serie A like you do. I watch Bundesliga and I watch League One. Those are like my two big leagues that I watch. Yeah. And I like to watch the Dutch league on occasion.
Eredivisie's fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, what is your thoughts on Matteo? And I have capability to watch Italian league. It's not like I don't. Like I can watch Paramount Plus. Like I can watch it. Like I just don't. It's not interesting to me. Like I don't really have any players out there that I'm like super want to like learn about more or less.
Sule,
like,
Roma.
Yeah, I watched a lot of them last year. See, I watched a lot of them last year because he was at a team where the team would allow him all the opportunities.
Frosinone.
No, I knew that, but at Roma, you know, there's more pressure. There's more opportunities for other people to be on the ball. At Frosinone, he was it. Like you get him the ball, he didn't look for anybody. He was looking to go once. Like. Yeah. He was looking to go ones, bro. Like, and he was fun at Frosinone because, like, you let him go ones, and you're just like,
how can That's what Nico Paz is doing this year at fucking.
If there's one regret that I have of this year is not watching more Como. That's the one regret I have.
Bad boy.
That's the one regret I have of this year is not watching more Como. But yeah, what do you think about Matteo Retugi?
Retegui, great in the box, like box instincts and strike. Like he's more intelligent of a footballer than he is like physically as a footballer. I'm not saying he's a scrub, but like he's got a genuine like just a great natural feel for the position. At Genoa last year, I really liked the season that he had. He only scored about 7, 8, 9 goals, but the stuff off the
If
ball.
you want to know what's funny,
and
I think it was
runs.
Genoa. But there's this player called his name is Vitinha. He's a striker, Vitinha, the Portuguese
Scrub.
striker. But he was supposed to be the next best thing when he was at Marseille. And then
No, Braga.
Yes, but he went to Marseille. The move to Marseille from Braga was supposed to be Vitinha
Epic fail.
move up. You know what I'm saying?
Awful.
So then he takes a step down, goes to Bologna or Genoa,
Yeah.
right? And then he loses his spot nearly instantly to this kid.
Yeah,
Like,
it was last year.
nearly instantly.
It was Retegui and Goodmanson last year.
Yeah. Albert.
And they almost got, and they should have got Europe, to be honest.
They were good last year, too.
Yeah.
They were good last year. They were a fun team to watch.
But, so I really liked him at I really like Retegui at Genoa, even though the goals didn't, oh my God, fuck, he scored 20 goals. You know, he scored like 7, 8, 9, but I was like, this guy is a fucking handful, yo. Like, it's hard to contain. It's like he makes great runs. Again, the strike instincts, like, bro. I really like him.
The worry for me is that Italians don't normally leave Italy. Okay, let's just be real about it.
That's Tonali. Yeah.
Did he really want to leave Italy, or did he have to leave for the gambling shit?
I have no idea.
Okay, we don't have to speak about it, but I have a theory that he actually left because he knew he was about to be caught up in the gambling shit. Him leaving Italy makes him look good at AC Milan's eyes. They got AC Milan He got AC Milan $70 million.
And then they blew all of it.
Yeah, whatever it is. So he got AC Milan $70 million, but he can't get the blowback in Italy that he would have got. While he didn't get the blowback that he got for the scandal in Italy, he got the blowback in England.
Yeah.
And he didn't give a fuck about. He probably barely spoke English at that point. Yeah. So he barely couldn't even understand the blowback that he was getting in England. Like,
and shout out the other Italian, not Chiesa, but Coyote at Brentford. He's gonna become a really good player.
Yeah, but that brother is Ghanaian, son.
Italian.
Yeah, but he's Ghanaian. He's Ghanaian. I get it. He's Italian, but he's Ghanaian. Like, Coyote, bro, that move, Coyote that to Brentford, Man United is just the stupidest run club ever. Like, it literally is I can't understand this football club, bro. They were saying, oh, he's more of a right back, bro. This football club is so goddamn retarded, bro. They went and spent 45 on Dorgu. Coyote was the young player of the year last year from right back. He was the young player of the year last year. And he was available for $22 million, and you don't even sniff at the opportunity to get him.
Coyote is serious, bro.
That's absolute, like, lunacy. It's lunacy. Like, you spent double that on Dorgu when you could have waited a year, got Coyote for this year. He started Dorgu on the right anyways. Yeah. Bro, this Coyote, Brentford.
It took him a while to start.
Player, bro.
It took him a while to start.
Yeah, but you don't need to start a kid like that right away. You
Huh?
shouldn't have to start a kid like that right away. He's a kid. He's a kid.
20, yeah.
He's a kid. You know, you shouldn't have to start him right away. Dorgu's a kid. You shouldn't have to start him like that right away. But it's where Man U is, you have to. But, like, yeah. I mean, it's just.
Back to Retegui, because we're talking about Italians. Yeah. So, okay, Retegui. Actually, he's all right. You said Coyote's Ghanaian. Technically, Retegui's Argentine Italian.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
You know what? That's the other. That's
fair that you do that to me.
That is the other big tick on the box for Retegui. The brother went straight from Argentina to Italy, impressed me and Atalanta and Genoa fans enough where we rated him, even though he only scored 7. And now he's going to be the capocannoniere at Atalanta.
Highest goal scorer in the league.
And he had to play pretty much the entire season because Presentat Skamaka had the ACL after like a month. So he also gets the durability checkbox. So he's available, transitions from one league to another very quickly.
Yeah, but that doesn't. I don't like that transition to. Here's the thing, okay?
Well, but some players.
But Steve,
from
let me tell
Italy
you something, bro. Let me tell you something, okay? And we saw it, and I can give you examples, easy examples.
Okay.
When you're going from leagues, when you're going from countries that are 70 degrees or 80 degrees at minimum nearly all year,
like
to
Argentina.
a country that is 20 degrees, 30 degrees during your season, it forces a change on you. Okay, it forces a change on you. And Alvarez is the perfect example. How long did he last? From Argentina.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Julian. Yeah.
Julian Alvarez. From Argentina to Man City, 2 years, couldn't deal with the weather, dipped to Spain.
What do you mean couldn't deal with the what, like personal life? Because
it's all of it though. It's all of it. I mean, your health is a detriment when you're in that weather. Like it's a big lifestyle change when you go from.
That's true.
When you go, Steve, if you move to Los Angeles right now,
yeah,
don't you think the sun's gonna help a bit?
Oh, I'd love to move somewhere warm.
You see where I'm going with it?
Would love to.
You see what I'm going with it?
Love to.
So there you go. I mean, these are people.
I'm talking about the league. Okay, the Argentinian league to the Italian, the fucking Serie A. Like you can flop from that.
No, you can't. But no, the kid's talent is. I'm not denying the kid's talent. Okay, I just wonder coming from Italy to. I mean, look at what it did to Lukaku, bro. Let's just be real. Look what it did to Lukaku. Like body wasn't this. Couldn't keep the body the same. Can't work out outside. Can't do all these. Like it's a different. It's a different thing that you have to deal with, like on top of all of it, right? And you got to give praise to guys like Bruno G and Enzo Fernandez and these guys that are coming from leagues that are coming from the Brazilian league or the Ecuador, like coming from these leagues in South America and coming to the English country and dealing with the weather the way that they're dealing with it and playing as well as they are. Like Caicedo and all these men, like you gotta give them credit for that shit, bro. It's a big adjustment time. They take time. Some of these players take a couple years to adjust. Like Mafia said here. I mean, it took Rodri a couple years, Yeah. So like that's the only thing with Ratugi for me is like we kind of need more of an instant impact, and that's my biggest worry with them. It's like I have no problem with the skill set though. Like I've seen enough from his skill set to understand. It's kind of Pavlidis is very similar in my manner in how much I rate.
Need to give Pavlidis. We need to talk about him.
Like we could talk about Pavlidis right now. That's fine. I love his skill set.
Good.
I love his skill set. Bro.
My God.
I love his skill set. But like once again, you're going.
What does he remind you of?
You're going from Greece to Portugal. To England, as once again that's
no Azad, Eredivisie.
Oh, he was in Netherlands. That's right. He went to Netherlands,
and he bagged for 4 years in a row.
Oh, dude, he was good in Netherlands too. I was surprised nobody took a chance. Nobody takes chances in these from these Dutch leagues, bro. I think Santi is showing at this current moment that it's not necessarily the striker position at Milan that's the issue. like I think Santi is doing a great job of that, by the way. Like he is playing fantastic. I think he's probably one of the better players.
2 nice goals at the weekend. 2 nice goals at the weekend.
Yeah, like every time I see anything from Milan fans, they love this guy already. Like they already love this guy. I don't know why they turn their nose at this league that much. That Dutch league is not a league to sleep on when you're
No.
taking players from them. I don't think that it's a place where you should be
I just
sleeping.
I don't
They
like
play good
looking
football.
down.
Most of them are extremely technical. You can't play in that league if you're not technical. Like they don't necessarily give you
Tempo.
they don't
Tempo's
the tempo
good.
they play quick football. Because you have to, like, everybody plays quick football. It's just how the Dutch league is. Like that's why I like watching it, because it's entertaining in that manner where it's like the ball's moving. Like you're gonna the ball moving, or that someone's running at a player. None of this, I'm going backwards. Like, nah, we just gonna run at you, and if I fuck up, I fuck up. Like, that's it. Like, I like that type of style of play.
PSV Feyenoord at the weekend. Crazy game. 2-0, 3-2.
Yep.
PSV bottled the title from January to March, and now fucking Ajax lost 4-0 to Utrecht, got destroyed. Then they drew, and then they fucking lose to NEC Nijmegen fucking yesterday. 3-0 at their gap. And now PSV only 1 point behind. Like, it's a mad league.
No, here's the thing is, I don't know if fucking Potts is going to give him the opportunity. He should get the opportunity. He should. I think he's good enough to be able to play anywhere in the world right now, in my opinion.
Tillman's.
Him and those wingers, bro. Him, Bakayoko, like those guys need
Mika Götze.
Yep.
Stein FC Twente.
Mm-hmm.
Oliver Antman, go ahead Eagles. There's some good players there, man.
What's the kid from Ajax that I really like?
Dorothy McCoy.
I think it's
Belgian midfielder.
Stens or something like that. Yeah, Noah Lang's
Noah Lang.
Yeah, Noah Lang
yesterday. That guy.
He needs a chance.
He
needs a chance somewhere, bro, because he got a mentality like no other, bro. He needs a chance.
You know who helped with that? And it's one of PSV's better signings, Perisic. He done private training with Perisic on the side to improve his game and his overall, and he's been marvelous.
Damn, I forgot they had Daniel Rugani.
Yeah, he was a hyped up wonder kid a few years ago.
But they'll take a hyped up wonder kid and fucking Mika Götze. That's what it is. Mika Götze. That's what I was thinking. The backup to Kenneth Taylor. I don't really rate Kenneth Taylor like that, but I like Mika Götze.
Yes. But no, Pavlidis. Okay.
Yes.
Pavlidis for me is Greek's answer to Harry Kane. That's who he reminds me of.
I could see that.
Not like maybe not the playmaking ability like those.
The technical ability, I get where you're coming from, though.
Yeah, for technical ability, stature, the way they move the ball, the move with the ball.
He's a very interesting player because he's not that tall either. He's like probably just under 6 foot, but he plays like he's fucking 6'3", and he moves like he's 6'3", but he dribbles like he's 5'11". Yeah. It's so weird.
6'1". 6'1". He's 6'1". He's
bro. Nobody I'll promise you he's not 6'1". I'll promise you he's not 6. That's a lie. He's 5'11" at best. It's like Jalen Brunson. Brunson, they say he's 6'1". There's no way he's 6'1". He's 5'11" at best. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, these guys, you can't look at him you can't look at Google and tell him he's 6'1". They'll tell the guy that they never don't measure these guys. They just say, "Oh, how tall are you?" And they'll be like, "I'm 6'1". You know what I'm saying? They always guy's always gonna give themselves an inch or two. You know what I mean? Like, that's just what it is.
In multiple areas.
100%.
Oh yeah.
100%.
So, all right, is that a problem to you that he's only 5'11"?
No, not necessarily. I've seen Drogba was only like about 6'1". Not necessarily. He plays with the stature that is necessary. My whole thing is the translation, right? Like the translation into
Champions League.
He has the one thing that he has on all these other players from like the Goncalo Ramos, the Nunez, is he's actually much more technical than all of these players. Like much more technical. Like on a whole nother spectrum of technical ability compared to these
Another big difference as well is that Pavlidis is 26. And
Yeah, he's already
had multiple
he's in
seasons.
his prime though. He is in his
He's
prime.
in his
right
so
now.
yeah, this is the time to buy him.
Yeah, like I mean, they're not. I mean, they're not going to sell him for cheap either. Though
2029.
They're not going to sell him for cheap, bro. They're not going to sell him for cheap. And I don't think Benfica is going to be selling him at all. Personally.
But I'm telling you, he's gonna get linked with everybody next summer. Everybody. He's two-footed as well. He's two-footed as well.
All right, we gotta end this here in about like 10 minutes because I gotta go take my dog out before the Knicks game. So we'll talk about 3 more strikers. Okay, we're gonna talk about Mateta first because I think that's a good name to bring up, and I think that there has to be a conversation about the future of where this Palace team is going. Okay, because I want to have there is something to this that I want people to understand. Okay. The person who built this club is Dougie Freeman. Okay. Dougie Freeman has just taken a job in Saudi Arabia. Okay. So to kind of put it in a perspective, okay? There's nothing holding this club together. Okay, the team together. All right. Oliver Glasner is being linked to Leipzig and is the leading candidate for the Leipzig job at this current moment. Probably he's going to be at Leipzig next year. Okay, that's just the realistic what is going to happen, and I'm sure he'll take it because a German going back to Germany never fails. Okay, yeah. Once again, Dougie Freeman's not there to hold everything together, hold this team together. Adam Wharton is the hottest. Adam Wharton is the hottest English midfielder on the market at this current moment, and I'm sure Manchester City would be willing to put $100 million on him at any moment. Mateta has 1 year left on his contract. Eze is being linked to teams across Europe at this current moment, including your club at Newcastle, which I think is one of the best possible places for him to go, in my opinion. Okay, like this, they already sold Elise. Okay, if I'm Chelsea, hey, LaCroix, go get LaCroix.
LaCroix.
I don't care what it said. It's LaCroix it's LaCroix. That's what I'll call it. LaCroix.
Yeah, he was with Van de Ven, man. And that
bro, if he ends up at Spurs, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, just gonna be honest.
Shout out Kouliarakis. Shout out Kouliarakis also at Wolfsburg, another top center back in the league. Looks like bad boy.
Yep, they keep buying. They build center backs over at Wolfsburg, bro. They find them and build them, and they are good at it. They are good. At it. I even like Stefan Bournemouth as well, like the Belgian.
Bournemouth, yeah, the Belgian, yeah. And I like Mohamed El Amin Amora as well. Decent debut season, decent striker, bro.
Yeah, but Jacob Kaminski and Patrick Wimmer have to hit for them to be the team that they're going to be. If those two don't hit, they need
to find a manager before anything.
That's true, but those are the two that need to hit. Those 2 Polish kids, Patrick Wimmer and Jacob Kaminski. Those 2 Polish kids have to hit for them to be as good as they want to be. Anyways, to the last 2 strikers, Gyökeres and Osimhen. I'll go first on Gyökeres. I don't rate this guy at all.
Wow.
Okay. I don't rate this guy at all. I think that there are certain traits that he has that are very good. Okay. But that's not traits that are not unfindable, right? They're not traits that are his instinct in the box is very good. His ball striking is very good. But I don't think he's 2-footed as much as people make him out to be.
Pavlidis is more 2-footed.
I would say so, but I just don't think he's as 2-footed as people make him out to be. A lot of his goals are carbon copy. So, like, as much as people want to say 50 goals, he scored 8 goals against Rio Ave this year. Like
in a semifinal where they were already like 4-0 up.
no
in the
total
first leg or whatever.
this year. Total, he scored
Yeah.
8 goals against Real Ave this year. That's a fourth of his goals. Like it's just something that you have to consider. A lot of his goals come from cutting off from the left into a lot of spaces when he's 1-on-1.
He drifts wide left. Yeah.
Every time, bro.
Yeah.
Every time. I'm just asking for this guy to stay in the box. When he does stay in the box, it's because Quenda is like already on the left making a move.
Or Katamo.
Yeah. Like they're making a move over there, and then he gets the ball. They get the ball inside.
Where should Gyökeres go? That's
Bro,
the question.
The only place I think he should go, if you want my honest opinion, is somewhere in Spain. Like if he goes somewhere in Spain, there'll be a lot of the space necessary to do the things that he likes to do, like being able to turn on the half turn and shoot. Like you're not going to get that space in England. There's going to be a man in front and a man in back pause. Like you're gonna have those types of scenarios, and you've seen how Arsenal defend them. You know what I'm saying? You've seen how they defend him. Yeah. Man front, man behind. He couldn't turn, so he'll just pass it. He couldn't do much. Then as long as you defend him the right way, he's not actually that much of a problem to deal with. What he is a problem to deal with is when you get the ball in the box low. Like if you get the ball in the box low to him, that's where he's dangerous because he has the instinct to be able to find the ball.
First time finish.
And his ball striking and his accuracy is very good. That's where he's dangerous. So if you're telling me like he goes to Arsenal, that's where he'll be the most dangerous is those cutbacks. If like the way that Saka likes to get to the byline and hit the cutback, like aerially though he is not good.
I cannot think of a heading goal he has scored.
Bro, he is not good aerially. Like he's probably as bad as Jackson aerially. Okay, and technically, bro, there's a reason why Brighton didn't let him go at a young age. There's a reason. There is a reason, and I've seen it. Okay, I've watched enough of them to be able to be like, okay.
Very hit or miss.
Yep. Yeah. So then the last player is Victor Osimhen. Let me just say this. Okay.
Bully, man.
I love this guy. I love watching this guy play. He reminds me of all the old school strikers that I used to love watching. Okay. I don't care how many chances he misses because he gets into so many great spaces. He's going to miss 100 chances and it won't matter because one of them will go in. He gets into so many good spots in the pitch. He always knows where to be when the ball's in the air. And when it is one-on-one versus your center back, he creates so many issues for center backs. I mean, I'm not even just talking. It's better to watch him in Europe. Like, it's actually better to watch him in Europe. Like, when you watch him in Europe, when you watch him in Turkish league, you're just like, oh, he's supposed to do this. He's supposed to have 40 goals, which he nearly does. Like, he's supposed. They asked him, They asked me, what do you think he'll do in Turkey?
Win the league.
Win the league. Oh, what did I think? I said he'll probably win the league, break the fucking goal scoring record in Turkey. Like, be the top goal scorer, the top contributor, the MVP of the league, like all of it. And he's gonna be all of it. He went in, conquered, and left. Went into Turkey for a year, conquered, and left, just like Didier did. Like, literally, just like Didier did. Now it's time to come back to Chelsea. Okay? I don't know how this gets done. And the only way I see this happening, Steve, I'm going to be real, is he doesn't take a Saudi deal, which for some reason I think Saudi's going to go for Nunez because of that Al Hilal connection between Nunez's old coach, who was the old Benfica coach. I think it's Schmidt or someone like that. I don't remember. It's
Schmidt, man.
It's not Schmidt. I don't think it's Schmidt. It's somebody else.
Jorge Jesus got fired. Jorge Jesus got fired from Al
Yeah,
Hilal.
Jesus. That's who it is.
He got fired.
Oh, at Al Hilal.
Yeah, he got fired a week ago.
Oh, no kidding. Okay, so
He was shocking the past few months. They've been awful. They've been losing to fucking.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw they lost to a Korean team or a Japanese team, something like that.
Yeah, and they've been dropping stupid points in the league. They fucked up the Kings Cup. They fucked up it. Yeah,
so I don't know what happens with that. I don't know if they go back for Osimhen. That's like the only place that I could see him realistically going is Saudi with the wage he wants. So this is just going to be a wage thing again. The other place that's willing to give him the wages, because I think Vlahovic is coming off their wage book, is Juventus.
Where does Vlahovic go?
I don't know, bro. That's a great question. I think
that's the problem.
He has one more year on his contract, so I don't know. Like they'll probably.
What did you guys go for him?
No, I don't think we'll do that. But they are. I did just see new links of Renato Vega. Them wanting Renato Vega from us.
So you might get Vlahovic. I can't lie.
I do not want Vlahovic.
Yeah, I think his mentality is worse than anything he is.
I just think he never lived up to He never lived up to the mentality he had at Fiorentina was so different too.
Yeah,
he was such a bully at Fiorentina. Like he's
just a little. He's just a little man.
Yeah, now he just doesn't want I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that
take any public criticism.
He can't even. But also, it's like he can't even start for his country because they always pick Mitrovic over him. Like
he does shit for Serbia. He does awful. He does nothing. This guy is not good.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a whole nother story. But I just don't see ADL selling to Juventus. Especially selling you Osimhen to Juventus
after the Higuain thing, yeah.
Dude, can you imagine?
The Higuain thing did not go down well, and Higuain didn't even win them a league.
Yeah, bro. Like, could you imagine how much shit he would get for it? I mean, they'll be coming off a Scudetto, so I guess it wouldn't But could you imagine?
How the fuck is Juve gonna pay for this though? I don't think they're gonna make top 4. So how is this?
That's a good question. I
don't see Osimhen going to Juventus, to be honest, unless they have a fire sale.
Well,
Giuntoli even. This is the other thing too. Who the fuck knows even if Giuntoli's gonna stay or not?
Oh, you're talking about their sporting director?
Yeah, Cristiano Giuntoli.
Because he hasn't done that. They haven't done that well, so why would they? They have that manager.
Bro, the summer transfer window's horrific. They got one good player out of it. 2 He's the only one that's performed.
Yeah, Kefren. Kefren's been good. And I think Viego's been good for them in the.
But that's it. And that's just a loan signing.
Yeah. They want to
keep an obligation to buy for fucking Lloyd Kelly, dude.
Yeah, Bournemouth fleeced them for
That's a legendary fleece, man.
They fleeced them for that shit. Bournemouth, bro. Bournemouth be moving.
Yo, Eli Jr. Krupi next year at Bournemouth.
Bro, they're going to be cool, bro. They don't even know. People don't know. They don't know about this kid yet, son. When this kid actually hits the scene and plays regular football, for Bournemouth, bro, it's going to be steams, and I'm gonna be here laughing because I've been watching this kid since he was 16 when he first hit the scene for Lorient. First hit the scene. I was just watching a game. I think it was against Rennes, if I'm not mistaken, and he just comes on as a sub for his first time. I'm like, who's this kid? And every time he touched the ball, it looked like the ball was gonna go from. He was going to take the ball from the halfway line to the fucking other side of the field because nobody in the midfield could touch him. They played him right behind the striker, and he's a 16-year-old tall, lanky kid, and he's just running through people, bro.
By the way,
I was like, bro, Strasbourg, get him to Strasbourg. Get him to Strasbourg.
Yeah.
Please get him to Strasbourg. Bro, I was hoping if he got
the hit rate of Ligue 2 to Premier League is actually really good.
Because
Former
bro,
League
there's
Two
like
player.
few.
Mateta was League Two.
Yep.
Riyad Mahrez, Conte,
hmm
Pogba.
Because bro, there's
and Buemo. And
because
Buemo
the
was
players,
League Two.
all of those players, bro, stood out in a manner where you could see the talent level difference. Okay, and once you see that talent level difference, you just bring that because you bring that next step, that player that next step up, and they already had to fight through the teeth. When you coming from to League Two, bro, most of the time you've gone through the fucking steps of football. You know what I'm saying? Like you've gone through fucking academies from bumfuck nowhere, and they found you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of shit. So you already have a mentality of I was counted out.
Physicality wise as well. Physicality wise,
Bro, the referees are non-existent in League Two. They don't blow the whistle in League Two. They don't at all. For nothing. It's like it's fucking Turkish football in League Two, pretty much. Like
Turkey's crazy, man.
Like that's what it is. That's what it is. But
yeah, and
Victor Osimhen, so get back to my Victor Osimhen take, okay?
Yeah.
Nobody else can afford him, okay? Nobody. All right. If Chelsea do this long game thing again, where it's a mega, and then who knows, we lose out on Ekitike to Liverpool, we lose out on the lap to fucking Man U. Sesko's 100 million, so we don't want to pull the trigger on that. For 100 million, you might as well just go get Victor Osimhen, so they won't pull the trigger on that. Like, we'll do a video on wingers later, guys. We'll do a video on wingers later. But yeah,
So wait, so with all these strikers, what you saying? Do you think you end up with Osimhen, or do you think you end up with someone else?
I think there's two things that will happen. I think before January 10th, or the June 10th, the June 10th for we'll have like either like an Omega in or a Delapin. Okay. I think that there's going to be like enough of a swing of what we're going to want after the Club World Cup that we end up with somebody else after that. Because I think Nico Jackson's time's up, bro. I think his time's up.
Where do you think he goes? I think he goes on
Villa. Somewhere. I said Villa. I've always said Villa as he's going to Villa.
So do you think Watkins goes?
Yeah. I think we might pay for Morgan. I think we might pay for Morgan Rogers, and then they get Jackson on the discount.
Do you think Rashford stays there?
No, I don't think any of them stay there, and not one of their loanees stay. Not one.
Asensio.
Not one. Disasi or Rashford. Not one of those loanees.
Oh, yeah, Disasi's been horrific.
I don't even Malin's not staying. Like none of those guys stay.
Yeah, Malin doesn't even play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. None of them.
Ridiculous, because it's like, then why'd you fucking get him?
Yeah, why'd you bring him? I mean, you guys could have used Malin.
Yeah, I would have taken
him. Could have used Malin.
Decent goal scoring winger, like fuck.
Yeah, right-sided too. Yeah, I mean,
do you think Jackson? Do you think Jackson will go to Villa, like before June 10th as well?
No, I don't think so.
So you're gonna bring in Delap or a Omega?
Omega before June 10th.
Okay.
And then after the June 10th, I think
we bring in will play in the Club World Cup.
Yeah, I think we bring in Houston and like an Omega or a Delap before the Club World Cup. That's my expectation, at least. I think Houston will be done relatively soon, like before the end of the month.
Do you think it matters if it's UCL or not?
No, not for him. For Delap, I do.
I don't know if it does for Delap though, because
for Manchester United purposes too, though.
Oh yeah, because
if Manchester United end up with UCL, then and we don't, then he'll definitely go to Manchester United.
What happens if you guys?
I think I think what really it matters for Delap is if Manchester United get UCL. If they don't,
we've been linked with both of them, not as much as you. But here's what I noticed about Newcastle with our signings: we're linked with, we get in guys like that out of nowhere, right? Besides the Isak one, but Isak was much more heavily linked to Arsenal than he was with us.
yeah, before you guys got
Same
him.
with Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah, same with Bruno actually too. Yeah,
same. Botman, I think we got kind of out of the blue, but with Bruno and with Isak, we were like mentioned amongst, not as the main antagonists or the main buyers. So just keep an eye on Huijsen or Delap signing with Newcastle. That's all I'm gonna say. Because
I think the one that I think the one that ends up being that sneaky one is Emblema.
But here's the thing: whenever we're linked,
think that.
Whenever we're like heavily linked with somebody, we don't end up getting them. Haven't you noticed that?
I don't know, because it's dependent on kind of. I think you guys kind of go for the oddball. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, so like Isak, Arsenal was playing with their food, kind of same thing with Bruno. They were just playing with their food.
Arsenal didn't want to pay the money.
They're playing with their food is what I mean by that. That's what I mean by playing with their food. And then it just kind of, Real Madrid. If Real Madrid decide to go for Huijsen, it doesn't matter.
That's the other one as well.
Huijsen will go to Madrid if that happens.
Where should Huijsen go if you're him?
Huh?
Best move for your career. Where would you go if you're Huijsen? I'd stay at Bournemouth, to be honest.
I mean, bro, you're going to get the same amount of playing time at Chelsea as if you do at Bournemouth.
Yeah, but at Bournemouth, at least you can master your craft.
But also, you're not getting paid.
Just have some continuity.
I know, but you're also not getting paid. So it's like there's going to be a move involved. Like, there's no doubt that there's a move involved because the price for him is too good for the product that you're providing at his age. Like, just at his age, right? Because you expect him to get better at being only 19, 20 years old. You know what I mean? So, like, buying a 50...
He could be one of the best center backs in the world.
Exactly. Like, that's what people are expecting from the kid. So, like, you getting...
I don't know if I expect that, but I think his floor is already at such a good level that...
Yeah. No, that's a good point, too.
I think his floor is already so... Yeah, I think his floor is already at such an impressive... Because I liked him at Roma a lot in that back three as well, when that team was not looking functional.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to end it here. But on Huijsen specifically, if it's going to be Real Madrid, if Real Madrid decide to do it, right? Like that's kind of where it's at. But I also wonder with that whole Real Madrid thing is like they're kind of doing the waiting game for Saliba too, but you can't have both because I think the Huijsen deal is going to get done before the end. Like it's going to get done early in the window. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not going to get him to be able to wait because we're going to be able to. People are there triggering release clauses. Plus, he has the opportunity to play in that Club World Cup for either us or at what's it called?
Real Madrid.
Yeah, Real Madrid. So, and it really depends on like how much they believe in Asensio for next year. Because if they believe that Asensio can hold on to the spot, right, then they may wait a year to get a center back.
They shouldn't. They shouldn't wait.
At least I didn't mean anything Ghanaian or anything. I just made that up. That
he was black.
He's not Italian. That's what I was going at. He's not Italian.
I can't say that, but yeah.
He's just not Italian. That's all it is. He's Italian by where he lives, where he was grown, where he was born, where he was bred and born potentially, but his roots are from a different place. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, that is it Knicks playing 5 minutes. Got to get a dub here.
Please
Otherwise, it's
fucking
going to be a
beat
long
them.
fucking
Please,
series.
man. Please.
Get this dub, and it is 3-1, and we have a great opportunity to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. So let's go Knicks, and I'll see everybody here soon. We're gonna do this type of show for Wingers next. I don't know if it'll be this week, maybe this week. I probably do it this week since we had to do this Monday. But yeah, maybe on Friday I do a Wingers one, and we'll do one for all the other positions as well, even if we don't need other positions.
Right.
Because I like talking about other footballers. So, all right, everybody. Hope you guys have a great day.